In this video, we're gonna be building an absolutely insane custom gaming PC using all these off-the-shelf components. Now, I do want to specify that none of this is sponsored. These are parts that we accumulated over time. And this also will become my new personal gaming PC. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, please make sure you do hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. This percentage of you guys have not hit the subscribe button. So if you guys could please go fix that down below. It doesn't cost you anything more and it helps the channel out. So without further ado, let's get right on to this build. So to start off here, this is our case. We've got the Lee 011 Dynamic in white, which is super cool. I've been wanting to build a white PC for the longest time ever, and I finally have the ability to do it. So while we're building this PC together, I would have liked to have this as kind of like a time lapse, but instead, I felt it would be better if, we did things a little bit slower. It's that way, I actually had the ability to sit down and chat with you guys, because I know I haven't been posting a lot lately, and trust me, there's a reason for that, don't worry. Also because, I want to get to know my audience a little bit better. I want to be able to have I want to be more personal and honest with my audience. And yeah, I feel like being kind of down to earth like this, it's kind of really the best way that I can do that. And part of it is I want to do more PC builds like this. The only problem is that, to be honest, they're just really expensive. And so I can't really do too many of them, but if PC builds are something that you guys like to see, please let me know in the comment section below. And I don't know, I'll see if I can do another one sometime soon, or maybe even give that PC away, who knows. But the 011D is a really nice case to work with. I say that, I struggle to get one of the panels off. But it's a really nice case to work with. As you can see, it's got an all open interior design, tons of airflow for expansion, tons of airflow. Out of the box, it supports ATX size motherboards, so we'll be a-okay to put whatever kind of size motherboard we wanted in here. It supports up to 7 PCIe slots out the back, so we can put an RTX 4090 in here and be perfectly good for the long run. And this is also one of the only cases where the 24-pin cutout actually aligns with the case. So that's a really cool one for me. So for the power supply, we spec'd out the Corsair RM850 White Edition. Now, I'm gonna be honest here, finding a white power supply was not one of the easiest things in the world. It took a lot of back and forth to find ourselves a power supply that was all white, but once we did, this thing looks incredible. And we do, of course, we are going to be giving it the custom cable extension treatment. And so, yeah. Now, because this is my own personal new streaming rig, I wanted to treat it right with getting some custom cables. So these are some cable mod extensions, and luckily I managed to source just enough for the motherboard, the 2 8-pin CPU connectors, and the 2 8-pins for the GPU. I'm expecting this build to look super, super clean. Alrighty, so here we go. Here is our motherboard, the Asus Prime Z790A. This motherboard is obviously white, so it fits the theme of our build, but it's also got a ton of the connectivity and stuff that we're going to be needing. It's got Wi-Fi 6E capability, support for the latest Intel 12th gen processors, and even 13th gen if we wanted to upgrade. It also has support for Wi-Fi 6E, DDR5 memory, I'm sorry, I'm getting satisfied by the weirdest things here. So here we've got our first bit of storage. We've got a Samsung SSD 980. So if you guys remember back in my other build, I used a 980 Pro, but because this is not the main storage that I'm using, I wanted something that had the same amount of capacity, but didn't really have as much speed because, like I said, this is not our only storage drive. We'll be adding in another SATA SSD later on. So here we go, the absolute cream of the crop, at least for what I needed. The Core i5 12600K. The CPU has 10 cores, 6 being performance and 4 being efficiency cores. It'll turbo up to 4.9 gigahertz. And, you know, because this is my personal rig, we might try to do a little bit of overclocking should we see fit. And last up for the motherboard, we have our RAM. So initially we spec'd out some DDR4 memory. However, this motherboard obviously does not support DDR4. So in a stand-in, we have some Corsair Vengeance DDR5 RGB. This stuff has CL40 timings and will run at up to 6 gigahertz. For cooling our CPU, you guys know we can only really go with liquid. Here we've got the NZXT Kraken X73. It's a 360mm radiator, support for 3 fans and the front 6 in total. Now this cooler does come with 320mm fans from the factory. However, we're not going to be using them because we have ourselves some RGB fans. So what we're going to be doing is replacing the stock fans with these RGB fans and making it look cooler and awesomer and doper. Finally, it is CPU time. So we've elected to go with the Zotac Trinity RTX 3080. While we could have gone, you know, completely overkill and packed a 4090 Ti, we ultimately decided to go with a 3080 because it was reasonably priced. Since we're pairing it with a 12600K, there was really only so far we could go before we hit the limits of what the CPU is capable of. So that's. Oh wow, that is a big. Oh, that is a monster graphics card. Holy. Alright, so we've got the PC all finished up here, graphics cards all plugged in. So now we're gonna go take it over to the setup and see if it turns on.
And there you guys have it. Hope that was an enjoyable video. Certainly had an absolute blast filming that. So as it stands right now, I've been using the PC, I want to say a little over like a week and a half, and I have not had any problems. I'm super happy with how this PC turned out. And honestly, I couldn't be more proud of how the video turned out. So if you did go on to enjoy this video, please do hit the like button and feel free to subscribe if you are new. This percentage of you guys have not hit the subscribe button yet. It does not cost you anything more, and it helps the channel out a ton. So if you do want to subscribe and you do like these videos, by all means, the button's down there. With that, I'm going to head out. See you guys in the next one. Have a day.